Hey there, and welcome to The Explainer. Today we're tackling a massive question for pretty much any local business out there. How do you actually get found by customers online? We're going to dig into a real-world story from the construction world to show you exactly how a business can go from being totally invisible to, well, completely in demand.
All right, let's just jump right in. Put yourself in this situation for a second. Say you need a contractor, like now. It's 2025. Your kitchen's a disaster. You need a pro. Where's the very first place you look?
It really wasn't that long ago that the answer would have been, what? The Yellow Pages, right? That giant book you'd haul out. But today, come on. For pretty much everybody, the journey starts in one place, a search bar. And that single shift from paper to a search engine has changed absolutely everything for local businesses.
And that brings us to a really cool way to think about this. Forget seeing the internet as just, a place for ads. Think of it more like a massive digital job site. This is where your customers are right now, basically posting a job and actively looking for someone just like you to hire.
So why is this so critical, especially for someone like a contractor? Well, it's not just about being online. The real secret sauce here is something called intent. Think about it. Someone typing in renovation services near me isn't just browsing. They have a problem they need solved, a project they need done. They are ready to hire. And if you can show up in that exact moment, boom, that's how you build instant trust and become the go-to expert in your area.
But here's the tough truth about this digital job site. It's incredibly competitive. Just having a website, that's not going to cut it anymore. The reality is, if you're not on that first page of Google search results, you might as well be invisible. You're basically non-existent to almost all of your potential customers.
Okay, so if being invisible is the problem, what's the solution? How do you actually build a presence that gets you found? Well, it's not some kind of dark magic. It's a strategy. It's about following a clear plan, a blueprint. And that blueprint is built on something called SEO, or search engine optimization.
And the whole strategy follows a really neat construction analogy, which I love. First, you've got to lay the foundation. That's all about telling Google exactly where you are. Then, you frame the structure. This is about targeting the exact words your customers are using. Next up, you install the wiring, making sure your website is technically sound, fast, and easy for search engines to understand. And finally, you throw open the doors with great content that shows off what you can do and invites people in.
So let's break that down, starting with step 1, the foundation. We call this local SEO. And really, it's all about one thing: geography. It's just making sure that when someone in your specific town, like Limassol for example, searches for a renovator, Google knows you're right there and puts you on the map, literally.
Okay, foundation's down, now we frame the house. This is what we call keyword targeting. And all that means is you're learning to speak your customer's language. You figure out the exact phrases they're typing into Google, stuff like home renovation Cyprus, and then you build your website around those phrases. It's how you tell Google, hey, what this person is looking for, that's me.
All right, so that's the blueprint. Sounds good in theory, right? But does this stuff actually work? Well, this is where the story gets really good. We've got a perfect case study of a company, Renovator.cy, that followed this exact plan. Let's see what happened.
Get ready for this. This company, Renovator.cy, was brand new. They were starting from absolute zero, totally invisible online. And yet, after putting the strategy into motion, they were ranking on the first page of Google in just 7 days. That's incredible.
And it didn't stop there. The momentum just snowballed. That page 1 ranking wasn't just for show. It started turning into real, actual customers. By the second week, they'd already gotten more than 48 clicks from people who were seriously looking to hire. And fast forward 6 months, the impact on their business was, well, it was huge.
And this is the most important part. This isn't about vanity metrics, just feeling good about being on page 1. No, this online strategy led directly to a 10x growth in their business, all of it coming from customers who just found them on Google. Talk about a return on investment, right?
Just look at this transformation. It really says it all. Before this, they were invisible on Google, getting 0 leads from search. And after, they're #1 for the services that matter most, with a constant flow of real customers and a business that grew tenfold because of it. It's a total night and day difference.
So, what's the big lesson we can all take from this? I know we've been talking about a specific renovation company in Cyprus, but honestly, the lesson here is universal. It doesn't matter if you're a plumber in Peoria or a baker in Boston. This applies to you.
If you only take one thing away from our time together today, make it this. It's the golden rule, really. Your number one job isn't just to be good at what you do. It's to be visible, right where your customers are looking. And today, we all know where that is.
And that leaves us with one last, kind of provocative question to think about. As we head into 2025 and beyond, if a customer can't find your business on Google, does your business to them even exist? Something to chew on. Thanks for joining me on The Explainer.